It's right after I shot the previous video. Let's continue. We're gonna go off of what about what I said? You see, I look at racism, blacks, whites, whatever race, Puerto Ricans, Chinese, whatever, who hates who. Hate is hate. If you hate someone for the color of their skin, if you hate someone for who they love and want to be with, you're the problem. Do you understand that? You're the problem. You create more of a problem. You create the hate, the anger. Let me tell you something about America. If you don't like, and I hate this term, LGBTQK, whatever the fuck it is. Again, I don't care who's gay or whatever. You respect me, I respect you. Plain and simple. I don't care what people do in their spare time. People need to worry about other stuff than worrying about who this person is marrying or that person is marrying. It's none of your business. Now, again, we live in the United States of America. There's going to be gays. There's going to be lesbians. This goes actually for anywhere you live on the planet. There's going to be black people. There's going to be white people. There's going to be brown people. There's going to be Chinese people, Japanese people, no matter where you go. Anyone who thinks make America white again, or that white people are a superior race, you're a piece of shit. I'll make this clear to you. You're a piece of shit. Promoting hate makes you the terrible person. I mean, do you get that? For some reason, I don't think you do. If you're a white family and you raise your children to not like black people or to be afraid of black people, you're an asshole. Message for black people also. Just because one white person is racist and a prick fuck doesn't mean we all are. Because I don't like it when people will look at, say for instance, listen, there's shit in every race. But say, for instance, a white person does something really fucked up to a black person, and the black person looks at all white people as garbage. If a white person or a black person does something to a white person, the white person looks at black people as they're all garbage because of an action of one person of the color of their skin, see, that means you lack intelligence. That means you're very, very, very uneducated. Not stupid. Uneducated. I've said this also before. I don't like it when gay people, lesbian people, or transsexuals have to use the term identify as. And I mean this very respectfully. I don't care what you are. Remember, you respect me, I respect you. So basically, what my point is you have racism. That's racism. Hating lesbians, gays. I'm sorry. Hating anybody for whatever they are, for any reason, to me, that is racism. Anyone who drives around with a Confederate flag, we're just going over all the topics right now. I don't give a shit. We're going off. Anyone who drives around with a Confederate flag or waves a Confederate flag, I don't give a shit. You have a Confederate flag, you're a fucking piece of shit. Why, you ask? Wait, you're kidding me? You know, you hear some people say, oh, it's my heritage. Why would you want to be associated with that heritage? Do you see Germans walking around with swastikas? Do you? No, you don't. Because why would they want to represent that heritage? Tell me, please. I'm going to tell you what the Confederate flag means to me. I'm stepping on my papers from earlier. Hold on. I'm going to tell you what it means to me. This is the Confederate flag. The Confederate flag was a flag trying to prevent Abraham Lincoln, which is the best president ever. You want to know why? When a president goes up against a white America? I mean, do you get what this president did? No. Think for a second. Think here. This president, when America was white and there was slavery and blacks had no say, this president came along and fought against white America to stop slavery. You know the size of this guy's fucking balls, man? I mean, seriously. You know, think about it. This fucking guy. You gotta have fucking balls, man. Like balls. He probably couldn't fucking walk. They were so fucking big, this guy. But the Confederate flag, you wave that around, you know what that says to me? You want to go back to what it was, you fucks. And don't tell me that's not what you're thinking. Don't give me that heritage bullshit. I grew up in Bayville, and there are some white, hillbilly, redneck motherfuckers. They used to drive around with that flag in their fucking car. And I guess, listen, I'm white. If a black person just said this right now, hillbilly, racist, all that, man, he'd probably get crucified for it. I don't give a fuck. Sorry. You disgust me. Now, that's what the Confederate flag means to me. So I was watching What Would You Do last night. But I've been thinking about this flag for a long time. But last night watching it on What Would You Do just sparked a lot of thoughts. And they had an older white man wear a jacket with a Confederate flag in Mississippi. Where in Mississippi it's probably more acceptable, even though it shouldn't be accepted anywhere. In Mississippi, there were still people. There were Northerners up there from I don't remember, from Michigan, and they said that and they were white, that coat is offensive. And the guy was just saying it was in my heritage. Of course, there were actors set up. And there were some people that said, you know what, he should be able to wear whatever he wants, blah, 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 blah. But when you think about it, if you saw someone wearing a swastika, would you say to yourself, they should be able to wear whatever they want? I don't think you would. I sure as fuck wouldn't. So, to me, it makes no difference. The Confederate flag, swastika. Now, yeah, Germans getting gassy, that was fucked up. Don't get me wrong, that was really bad. Really fucking bad. I mean, fuck. I tell you what, if I was German, I wouldn't want to have any association with that. And that's what I mean. You don't see any Germans. Oh, and there was a German on there last night. And he said, I'm German. He goes, but do you see me walking around with a swastika? He goes, that's my heritage. He's like, but again, why would you want to promote or stand next to something so ugly? Prejudice isn't as bad as it used to be, if you think that. And only one observation I made to make me think this. If you look at protest with Martin Luther King back, I believe in the 60s or something, 70s, I don't even know exactly, the 60s, I think. You see, like, when he has, there's all mainly black people there. Now, 2020, protests are split between black and white people there. So, you can't say we haven't come ways a little bit. And it's the young, as the older generation keeps going away, that's where the less prejudice is coming from. It's the older people that are still living in the fucking 50s and 40s and thinking stupid and ignorant. The younger people, that's why you see with all the protests, there's a whole bunch of white people and younger white people there. You see, so this is a great step where we're going right now, in my opinion. But yeah, anyone with a Confederate flag, you're a disgusting human being. You are representing a disgusting, very low point in our country's history. It's disgusting, truly disgusting. To have humans as no. Even I've said so. I mentioned this about George Floyd before, that people are like, oh, he sold drugs, he put a gun to his girlfriend's belly. Not a reason to get choked by a police officer in public and die. I'm sorry. The crime doesn't fit the punishment, okay? Now, I've said this. Now, if he was a murderer, a serial rapist, not a one-time rapist. A one-time rapist does not deserve to die, even though he is a fucking piece of shit. Again, if I ever saw somebody doing that to a girl, I would probably beat the shit out of them until they died. I'd have to go to jail. But I think dying is not a punishment for people that do horrific crimes. Sitting in jail in a small box, that's the punishment you deserve. I think the death penalty should not exist. Not because I don't think someone deserves death for doing something so horrific. It's because sitting in jail until you die of old age, now that is a deserving punishment for rapists, for murderers, child molesters, sex traffickers. So again, no one should be put to death. Not because I don't think they deserve it. Because sitting in jail in a cage is much more punishment to me. To me. That's my opinion again. But, no. Enough of my rambles. So I still need to talk about the video game, which is actually a branch off of this. We have 3 minutes. Can I do it in 2.5 hours? Actually, we're at 2.5 minutes now. I don't think I can. We still need to talk about the video game, The Last of Us Part 2. Again, all prejudice shit again. All prejudice shit again. Seriously. I've never seen a response towards a video game from people ever in my life, and I've been playing since like 1985 with Atari. I've never seen a video game get such a See, I don't want to say a good or a bad response. Such an emotional response. This game has truly struck a chord with a lot of people. Oh my God. I have to get into this because it has to do with the prejudice, has to do with the lesbian gays, and it doesn't have to do with anything black or anything, but it has to do with lesbians, trans, or shit like that. I've never, if you go on Metacritic, the user, they have editor reviews that score the game, like journalists, and then they have user reviews, like people like me who can review the game and write a review and give it a score. Right now, I think it's sitting at like 125,000 user reviews have scored it. But listen, I have never even seen a game come anywhere near some. If a game has anywhere like 5,000 user reviews, that is a staggering, crazy number. The Last of Us Part 2. If you're interested, go on Metacritic, META Critic. Put in The Last of Us Part 2 and just go start reading some of the user reviews. People are bugging. People have been writing to Neil Druckmann, the guy who was behind creating the whole game, threatening him, talking to him like garbage. And one character, Abby, in it, because of what she did in the game, people have been threatening her like she actually did it in real life. It's like these people can't comprehend the game is fake. I need to get into all this. There's another video. I'm going to stop this right now. I'm going to post this one right now, too. Fuck it. You get 2 tonight. Fuck it. And I still have 2 more in the bag. Sunset video and a shower video. And it sucks that it got cloudy out because I was going to go on a motorcycle. But not anymore. And there's nowhere to go anyway. All right. Have a nice night.